Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Um, Today we are doing something called sausage and rice. It has smoked sausage, diced tomatoes, bell peppers, onions, a little bit of tomato juice, and then under it you put your rice. A friend of mine taught me this years ago when I was working with the developmentally disabled community, and she was a coworker of mine and we became really good friends. She taught me all these interesting recipes that I had never thought of before, and it actually turned out pretty good. So this is one of my favorites that she used to make. So today, while I eat, I'm going to discuss the story of how Freeland and I met and became a couple. I thought it'd be kind of interesting just to give you a little backstory on us. But first I wanted to show you my cup. Isn't that cool? My aunt made this right after we got married for me. Crystal and Freeland established 3/16/20. Right before the pandemic. Well, it actually had already started, but we literally got married 2 hours prior to them shutting everything down, and you weren't allowed to have groups of any kind and all that. So we got very lucky on our wedding day to still be able to get married when we wanted to. But anyway, about Freeland and I, we met a little over 4 years ago. I had worked for the local cab company here in Chillicothe, and the owner actually owns 3 companies. And he had another one in Portsmouth, and he needed a supervisor, so I applied for the position, and I got it. And my first day going down to Portsmouth, when you get in to the company, you're supposed to call and let the drivers know that you're there and, you know, everything, and that you're ready to go. And I called, and Freeland answered the phone, and he was very stressed. He had worked 4 months straight with no day off. They were 12 to 16-hour shifts. It's just driving, but it can wear on your body, especially doing it for that many hours, that many days in a row with no time off. So let's just say he was very stressed. And Portsmouth is not a community where they're very nice all the time. So yeah, he answered the phone, and I said, "Hi, my name is Crystal. I'm the new supervisor, and I'm here to start my shift." And he's like, "Yeah, whatever. I'll be there when I can get there." So that was my first impression of Freeland. Like, oh my God, he's an asshole. And sorry, I do cuss. Sorry if that offends anyone. I will try and tone it down, but I'm not perfect. I'm not an angel. I do cuss. So anyway, he gets there, and like an hour later, I'm sitting there an hour waiting on him. And finally he's like, "So what do you think you can do for this company?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to try and run it like it's ran in Chillicothe, you know, and try and do some good and help build the business back up." He did not believe a word I said. He thought I came across as a total bitch, and he was just, yeah, so we just did not like each other at first at all whatsoever. But my first goal in that business, that company, was to hire people so I could get Freeland a day off, because that man needed a day off. He and I ended up working together quite a bit, and he realized, you know, that I was true to my word. I was there to work and work my butt off and make it better, make it, you know, flourish. And it did. I did really well down there. I actually enjoyed it, but it got to be too much, driving an hour every day, working 12, 16 hours a day, and then driving an hour back home. So I felt like I was constantly on the road, and I didn't get to see my kids much. But Freeland and I worked together for a while, and we kind of built a friendship. He was kind of flirtatious, but like I was like, you know, who's going to flirt with me? I didn't feel very good about myself at the time, or like I was worthy of somebody like him, because He's definitely a good person. He doesn't lie. He's a straight shooter, tells it like it is. He's very genuine. Quiet at first though. When you first, get to know him, he barely speaks. So it kind of throws some people off sometimes. But anyway, I would take Freeland with me up to Chillicothe to do running for that office too, and we just became good friends. And he flirted all the time, and he didn't even realize he was doing it. But he was very hot and cold. Like it was interesting. He also didn't think somebody like me would want to be with him, because at the time I was very independent. I had my kids. I had, the job. I was, just doing me and finding myself and everything. And he also was a little sketchy about the kids because he had never had kids. He didn't know if he wanted children. That kind of threw him off a little bit too. This is really good. But one day I asked him if he'd take me home, and he said yes. And basically told him, you're hot, you're cold. I don't know what's going on with you. Do you like me? Don't you? I have feelings for you. What is going on? And he didn't have much to say. So he dropped me off. I went into my apartment. And I was sitting there and I was mad. I was like, man, he could have said something. He could have done anything. So I messaged him on Facebook and I'm like, you could have came in. We could have sat and talked, had dinner or whatever. And he said, open your door. So I went straight to the door and opened it, and he had been standing outside my door, leaned up against my shed right in front of my door, waiting. He wanted to knock, but he was too nervous. And he came in and talked. He actually spoke. And we had dinner. And he never left. And we've been together ever since. I found my soulmate in that man. I truly did. So that's how we got together. A year later, he proposed. Actually, it wasn't even a full year. We got together May 9th, and he proposed the following February. He loved me. Still does. I'm a lot to handle, but he still loves me. So there's something I want to clear up that was from the show. It's been bugging me ever since the show aired and they did what they did. So I'm going to give a brief overview of that. I have 6 children, not just Josh. I have 6 children that I helped raise, 4 boys and 2 girls. The first 3, well, the first 2, I should say, I got when I was 18 because I was in a relationship with their great aunt. And the boy at that time was 2 and the little girl was just a few weeks old. And I still have custody of the little girl. Her name is Nikki. She is 17 now. and I still have custody of Joshua. He is 13 now. But the way the show portrayed it was that I just had Josh, and that's not the case. I argued with them over and over again about the true story, and they did not want me to put it out there the way that it really happened, because it's a tragic yet beautiful story. There's a lot of things that happened during that time that I am just not proud of. Decisions I made I thought were the best at the time, but it turned out to really just hurt people in the end, and that was never my goal. But like I said, I was 18 when I got the first two. I'm not going to say the oldest one's name because I haven't asked him if it's okay yet, but he's 19 now. But he was 2 years old at the time, and his little sister Nikki was 3 weeks. A couple years later, we got their little brother, and he was 6 months. And my ex, that's the female, and I helped her sister, which was their grandmother, I know it's complicated, raise them until the grandmother passed, unfortunately. She was beautiful. I loved her to pieces. She was such an amazing woman. We'll call her T. When T passed, everything fell onto me and S. S is my ex. S and I raised these children together until we split. She and I were together for 12 and a half years. We got together when I was 18, and we split up right before I turned 29. Oh, I'm sorry. Right before I turned 31. We were great at first, then we became toxic. I got my sister's children, we'll call them H, R, and Josh. I got those three in 2009. So in 2004 and 2006 is when we got the original 3 siblings. 2009 is when I got my sister's 3 children. And my sister does want to come on the show and on my channel and talk, and we're going to discuss everything that happened. But I feel like I need to get it out there about how many children I actually raised, because they are a part of my life, and I will talk about them, and I don't want anybody to be confused. So anyway, I got my sister's 3 children in 2009. October 26th of 2009. Joshua was a baby. R was just a year and some change. And H was 3. So at the time I had 6 children. And I was going to college and I was working. So ultimately I did have to quit school. I was almost done with my bachelor's degree. But I had to quit school because school wasn't putting diapers on those booties. No. There was a lot of diapers. I had 4 in diapers at one time. That's a lot of diapers and a lot of wipes. But anyway, my sister is, she's in recovery, but she was really an active user at the time. And she came to me for help. Her exact words were, I'm not going to say what she was using, but she's like, I'm using and I need help. Ultimately, Children's Services got involved because I called them. And then my sister got into some trouble. And she went to prison. And when she went to prison, she relinquished relinquished custody to me for temporary custody while she was in prison. And she was in prison for a year. When she got out, she was sober and she came to stay with me, but my living situation was not great. I'm not going to go into details because it's the past. But my living situation wasn't great. Me and S were not doing well in our relationship. We were really struggling. And so Katie, my sister, could not stay with me. Ultimately, she relapsed. But she didn't go back to jail. I did take all 6 kids. Me and S, her sister and her mother. And we went into hiding for 5 years. We moved and we kept her children from her. And I thought it was the right thing to do at the time. but later on realized all it did was hurt her and her children. That's all it did. I didn't mean to. I thought I was protecting them. I really did. But at the end of the day, it was for selfish reasons. And it's something that really stood between my sister and I for many, many years. Let's see. So my sister, she did find us. She did not stop. Took her 5 years, but she found us. And she went back to court. And she got visitation rights to the kids, which I'm proud of her for that. She had every right to, and she should have done it sooner. But, you know, I was in hiding. She had no idea where I was or where her kids were. But then her and I got close again. And Katie's relapsed a few times since. But she's had periods of 3 years sober, 5 years sober. She's on her 2nd year now. But that'll be her story to tell if she chooses to come on here and tell it, which I'm proud of her. She's come a long way. We had a very volatile past, which we'll get into in a future video. But yes, I have 6 children I helped raise. The oldest is 19. He'll be 20 this year. I feel old. And then Nikki's 17. H is 16. J, he's 15. R is 14. And Josh is 13. Yeah, they were all close in age. But excuse me. The oldest one is out on his own, doing his own thing, living his life, working his little butt off. Nikki is 17. She is a junior in high school. She's going to go to prom next week, so I'm going to vlog a little bit of it, getting her ready and all of that. And I'll post pictures of her in her prom dress and everything. She tried on her dress and absolutely loves it. Jay, the 15-year-old, is working, and he is a freshman in high school. He's doing very well. H is locked up in the judicial system right now. He's got a lot he's got to work on. R, the 14-year-old, she is into sports. Beautiful, beautiful. I hope that I can get permission from their parents to put their names out there, at least their first name, so I don't have to keep saying the initials. And then Josh, of course, is a 7th grader, doing well in school, so good in school, and he's a gamer. He's my gamer baby. Nikki doesn't live with me anymore. She moved in with my ex. After we split up, I took 3 of the children, or 4 of the children. My ex took 2. My sister does have custody of her 2 oldest children back. And then my ex has Nikki and her brother Jay. By Nikki's choice. She just wanted to be with family. I'm not blood related to Nikki, but that's my baby. I've had her since she's 3 weeks old. She moved out 2 years ago to be with her other mother, which is my ex, and she's been doing well. She's thriving. She's doing amazing. And you know, it hurt when she left, but I understood where she was coming from, and I knew it's what she needed. And she's done well. Like, nothing negative has happened. She's taken very good care of. Everything's great. I do get to see all of them. We still have good relationships. You know. But I do want that to be put out there because the story is actually sad because of why the children came to be in my care, mine and my ex's. But it also has good endings because my sister overcame a lot to get her children back. Now, the biological parents of the original 3 children we have, I will not speak on them. They are of no use to me or the children. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see. For Mother's Day, my mother and my sister, Katie, are going to do a video with me. I'm excited about that. Not sure what we're going to make yet, though. Might do my mom's pizza burgers, because that was a favorite of us growing up, was pizza burgers. But we may make them different than a lot of people do. I might do a recipe on it. And some people say, when I say pizza burgers, people are thinking like a hamburger with, you know, cheese and pepperoni and put on bread. That's not what we do. Or we might go out. I don't know. Crystal, I did take some of your comments into consideration. You can see the food better. And we're working on a background. We live in a trailer. It's actually pretty roomy, but we have a lot of stuff. So we're trying to find an area that I can put a decent background on and it'd be okay. So, big news for us, for me and my family, is I'm actually actively trying to get pregnant. I lost over 100 pounds, and my OBGYN and my family doctor and my endocrinologist and my GI gave me the green light to try. I have some medical stuff that's wrong with me. Some due to my own neglect of myself. Others because of neglect of doctor care, which I will get into in another video. But I worked really hard to get where I'm at. So I'm actually pretty proud of myself. This is my first meal today, so I'm actually pretty hungry. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I probably will finish this, although I'm starting to get full. If y'all are interested in what's all in this, like in detail, just leave a couple comments and I'll put it in the comment section if you want to know what it is. It's not the healthiest, but it is pretty fulfilling. And we don't splurge on unhealthy stuff very often, like we've been doing really well. My husband was addicted to Mountain Dew and he actually quit drinking Mountain Dew. My son gave up pop. I haven't given him a diet pop yet, but I think I get like a 2 liter every couple weeks now. So I'm trying. I'm a smoker too, unfortunately. I keep saying I'm gonna quit, and I really want to. It is so hard. I wish I'd have never started. And I have a towel down here on my lap if you're wondering. I'm not just wiping stuff on my pants. Well, guys, I believe I'm done here. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you get to know me just a little bit better. I'm going to post on my Instagram and my Facebook where you can ask me questions. If you do ask me questions about the show, just know I'm not going to answer them until after I hit 1,000 subscribers and I do my series about the show. But I am keeping everything and writing it down so that I don't miss anything, and I'm writing your name down too with it so that I can address you directly. But that's all I have for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.